How's it going, guys? We are back with another wonderful episode, and this one is another one to do with Germany, and it's German houses versus American houses. How are they different? I have no clue. We're going to find out together. As always, the link to the original video will be in the description section down below if you want to go check out the original channel and give them a subscribe or check out their other videos. I'm sure they have amazing stuff. So let's check this out. I'm going to switch my screen over, and we're going to get this motherfucker rocking.
If you're an American and you're thinking about moving to Germany, I'm going to share with you 10 differences between German houses and American houses.
How are they? I don't know how they're going to be
What's
different.
up, everybody? I'm Steve Miguel, and you're watching XP Life Now.
Okay.
On this channel, I share with you new things that I learned and experienced as it pertains to travel and different cultures. So
There you guys
if you're
go.
new to the channel, consider subscribing. There's a lot of differences between German houses
Subscribe to
and
me too.
American houses.
Down
But
there.
this video won't be all inclusive. I'm just going to share with you 10 things that I feel are.
Well, he's doing a part 2, so I'm going to probably have to do a part 2 reaction on this as well. We will see how it goes.
An important thing to know if you're considering moving to Germany. So the first major difference is actually not in the house at all. German houses are typically close together in a community.
Smaller
Since
yards.
I've been here, I've never seen a house that was just off by itself. Compared to the US, it's very common for houses to be separated by
right in the middle of nowhere.
So. Especially in rural areas like in the South. The second major difference is German houses tend to be built up. I've never seen a house that was only one floor. Typically, it's at least 2 floors. The house that I live in is actually 3 floors. Versus in the US, it's very common to find houses that are only 1 floor. The third
I didn't know that wasn't.
Is the carport. For German houses, it's a common thing to have the carport separated from the house. Sometimes you'll have one like mine where it's just a cover. Other times
they have those here, but it's more like apartment buildings and apartment complexes, stuff like that'll have them.
You'll actually have one that you can close. Now this is different from the US where the garage is usually a major piece of the house and it's actually attached to the house. It
Not
also
always.
serves as.
Ours is it's across the yard. Some of them are separate, but there's a lot that's together.
As another point of entry into the house. And typically they're made to fit 1 or 2 cars. So the fourth major difference between German houses and American houses.
How do you not have doorknobs in your house? How are you getting inside?
Are the doors. The only way to lock the doors in German houses are with the key. Another thing to note is that if you.
Why? That's crazy.
You don't have your key when you go outside, you could potentially be locked out of the house because as you can see, most doors don't have any kind of doorknob. So when you close it, it's shut and you have to have a key in order to open it.
That's what, so it just shuts automatically. So it's like a hotel room here that just locks behind you. It's weird. That's really weird.
The fifth major difference between German houses and American houses is the heating. In my house and in most German houses, you have radiators to heat the house up. And what's cool about these things is they're all throughout the house in every single room. And you only heat the rooms that you are in. For example, I spend most of my time downstairs.
That's how we do it here in America when we're poor and we're using space heaters.
So I almost never turn on the ones on the 2nd and 3rd floor, including the bedroom because I like my bedroom cold.
I mean, it's probably a lot cheaper though.
The difference between German houses and American houses are the refrigerators. In most
your fridge is different.
German homes, your fridge won't actually look like a fridge, but will look like a ordinary cabinet. It does not have a freezer, which is something that I think is pretty standard. I've been in quite a few German homes and I have yet to see a freezer. Typically, all refrigerators within American houses will also be a freezer. The seventh major difference between German houses and American houses is that German houses don't have
no closet. Where are you putting your clothes? You just throw them on the fucking in the corner?
Have closets. So most of the time you have to buy something like a wardrobe in order to store your clothes. In American houses, every single bedroom will have a closet for you to put your clothes in.
Usually.
So the eighth major difference between German houses and American houses are
the windows too. What
the first thing I want to point out about the windows are the Rolladens. Rolladens are these metal or plastic shutters that you can let either up or down, depending on what you want to do. The second thing I want to point out about the windows is that there are two different ways that you can open them. If you don't want to open the window all the way up so that you don't have to deal with bugs and potentially birds flying in, all you have to do is turn the knob all the way up and the window comes down to about this point. Even with it like this, I can already start to feel the cool air start to come into the room. But if you want to completely air out the room, the window actually comes all the way open. And all you have to do is turn the knob to the side, and now the window opens all the way. To lock it, just turn it down. Now there's no standard window for American homes. But one of the things that really comes in handy that you find in the US but won't find in Germany are screens. Typically in America, windows will come with screens.
Right. You don't have screens?
To keep the bugs out if you want to open it up. The ninth major difference.
Maybe they just don't care about bugs getting in their house and shit over in Germany. Who knows? That's weird.
Between German houses and American houses are the ceilings.
You know,
looking at German houses from
older houses upstairs will have this exact same thing right here. Not the newer ones.
From the outside, they tend to have very steep chimneys.
I wonder if the houses that are like this, the older ones that are from like the 1800s, early 1900s that have a ceiling like that in the upstairs, I wonder if it's not like a German-based design or whatever. You know what I mean? Architecturally.
They tend to have very steep chimneys.
Steep roofs. Yeah, you messed up, guy.
You actually see that.
Yeah. I used to do drywall, and that sucks to hang drywall on that shit.
When you go into the house. So you
master
take this
bedroom.
into consideration when you think about the different types of furniture that you want to buy or move over here.
Who is just walking around next to that like that, though?
German houses and American houses are the bathroom.
So everything's different.
Specifically the toilet and the tubs. A couple things I want to point out about the toilet. If you'll notice, it does not have a back tank to it that is visible or accessible. Also, it doesn't go into the floor. And typically what you'll find.
So it's kind of like the ones that's in like a public restroom here. They're just like bolted to the wall, but we still have tanks on them though, right? Well, I mean, our urinals don't, but maybe it's like a urinal, kind of.
In American houses is the toilet will be mounted onto the floor and it'll have a water tank in the back. Another thing I want to point out about the toilet is that German toilets don't have a lot of water in the bowl. The hole is typically far in the, like way.
So your poo's gonna pile up in there.
In the back, and you have like all this flat space in the toilet. So you have to do a really good job aiming, or you're gonna have to use the brush to clean it.
Wow.
Also with German toilets, they do a really good job flushing compared to American toilets. The toilets in America, when you flush them, unless you're in a public restroom, when you flush them, they tend to do, they do this swirl. The water comes in and it does this swirling motion to drain out. But with German toilets, when you flush it, it just does that.
Huh.
And I've never had a problem with anything not going down in German toilets. As I said, the tubs are different as well.
That's crazy, like how much stuff can actually be different just in a house.
To have these shower nozzles.
Oh yeah, those we have those sometimes here, but usually they don't come built in. You got to like buy them as an attachment. Amazing though.
But as you can see, there is no shower curtain.
Oh, we got those
or
though.
Anything
we got
to stop the water from getting onto the floor. That is because the shower is actually over here.
Oh, it's separate. You know, there's stuff like that here. The older houses, of course.
Question of the day. What are some things that you liked about German?
Well, there you go, guys. And also, you can answer that question on my channel as well. What do you like about German houses that you want to add to your own? So I am going to go ahead and get up out of here. I will see you in the next episode. Of course, you will be there. It is the coolest place on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed this. All right, take care.